Alrighty, welcome back. We are live. It is another watch party. It is the Brooklyn Nets taking on the Toronto Raptors. It is an away matchup. It is the first game between these two sides this season. Last year, it was a 3-1 win in the season series for the Nets, but I imagine this may be a little bit different. The starting lineups for both teams are pretty well stock standard for the Nets. They've run the same lineup that they ran a couple of nights ago against the Cavaliers, which did not end too well. But obviously this is a lesser opponent, and their starting lineup definitely reflects that. Hold on a second. Okay. Toronto, well, I thought they were going to have Barrett. I thought they were going to have Podol, but those guys are both out, and that definitely favors the Nets in this game because, well, Podol has been an absolute nuisance for any team that comes up against the Raptors, and RJ Barrett is averaging 23 a game this season, so definitely two solid players that are out of the lineup for Toronto, which affects their chances of winning. Not that they would really be complaining. They're 7-20 and they're probably wanting a pick. So that is the case, but Scottie Barnes is back into the team. He missed the last two with an ankle injury, but he's back in the lineup and he will be there with Gradey Dick, Jacoby Walter, who I assume is a rookie, same as Jonathan Mogbo, and Agbaji rounds out the five. So that doesn't seem like a very tall lineup. I don't know how tall Mogbo is, but I definitely associate him with being a wing. Just got to make sure my lip is cracked, so I'm not sure if that's going to bleed. Should be right. For the Nets, same five as the other night. Johnson squared, Dorian Finney-Smith, Claxton, and Ben Simmons. It wasn't a great night for the Nets, admittedly, the other day. It resulted in a 29-point loss, and the Nets started well. They scored the first 7, but then the Cavaliers went on like a crazy sort of a run, and the game was over by the second quarter. So that was pretty demoralizing, to be completely honest. And yeah, I wasn't too happy about it. But that could very much be the normality now. Wow, Utah have scored 44 first quarter points. That is quite ridiculous. 9 of 11 from deep, 44 points. That's ridiculous. And there's still like a minute to play. Yeah, so look, the Nets, they had a really tough sort of match the other night. It by no means was ever going to be easy against the Cavaliers, but really not too much support outside of Cam Johnson, really. I mean, the Nets did get 5 players in double figures, but even though Ben got 10, Dayron got 15 off the bench, Wilson hit 4 threes. I'm basically naming the majority of contributors. Claxton only scored the 8 points. Watford went down with an injury in the second quarter, and he only played 10 minutes, and Shake Milton only scored 5. He wasn't that efficient from the field. The Nets as a whole weren't efficient. They did hit 41% of their 3-point attempts, but they committed 20 turnovers. They allowed the Cavs to shoot 53% from the field and 40% from deep, and they allowed 7 scorers in double figures. 5 players actually scored 17 or more. So, or 4 players, and that was never going to end well. Karis LeVert hit 6 threes in the first half alone, and Donovan Mitchell carried the team in the second half. So they got pretty good all-round contributions. So that is the situation, or what we're coming off. And Zach brings up a good point here. Cam Thomas, are you happy he's returning soon? I mean, who wouldn't be happy that Cam Thomas is returning when we have a team now with no point guard? It was always going to be a huge question mark. You know, when Cam Thomas is going to come back. It looks like he's probably a week or so away, and I would say the same for Zaire Williams. Hold on. Yeah, so I think, yeah, the same can be said for Zaire Williams as well. Cam Thomas will really help. I'm just interested to see what he's going to do given the keys. This is another situation where he's going to be given a boatload of responsibility, and I don't know what that looks like because we did see early in the year what happened when he was copping a lot of attention. Wasn't able to get many shots up, but was developing the facilitation side of his game. And that's going to put him in really good stead because, you know, for the offensive talent he is, you know, facilitation is going to be important. Navigating those blitzes and double teams. So I don't know to what extent that's going to occur when he returns, because Schroeder would usually be that guy that could sort of bail him out a little bit. But now that option is not there. That being said, Ben Simmons is going to get more minutes at the point. And given we play with pace when Ben is on the team, on the court, should I say, Cam Thomas is probably going to get a lot of catch and shoot looks early in the clock, which I think would be pretty optimal for him and would allow him to avoid those double teams that usually come a little bit later on in the clock. So yeah, I think it's definitely going to raise an interesting dynamic. Damn, there's a good clip going around at the moment about Cam Johnson talking about rebuilding. And because of how candidly he speaks and how well he speaks and how knowledgeable he is, it really raises questions about whether or not you do him, like, you honor what he's given to the team by trading him to a better team, or do you keep him around because he's got a good head on his shoulders, and you know, that can be really valuable to a young team that's rebuilding. And he's playing with some really good form as well, and leading by example. Definitely an improvement on last season. So I think that's also going to be definitely a watch this space when it comes to the trade period, or trade market, because he's definitely one that would be wanted for sure. So yeah. Anyway, we are probably almost set to go here. It is the Raptors and the Nets. The Nets are 11th. The Raptors are second last, and by a long way, because the Wizards have 4 wins less and they are in 15. They're basically the clear worst team in the entire NBA. So I don't think anyone's catching Washington. But as for the Nets, I mean, a loss would bring them closer to potentially sitting in 14th place, depending on other results. I mean, Charlotte play Washington today. Utah play Detroit. And I don't think the Hornets are playing, of course. Philadelphia. I don't really associate them with being a shit team, so I wasn't looking for them initially. Doesn't look like they're playing, even despite the massive slate of games. They play Charlotte tomorrow, which could be a good game to see what that does for the standings. The Raptors have one player taller than 6'7", and it is Scottie Barnes, who is playing like a point forward this season. So I'd imagine that maybe Ben Simmons gets that assignment. I've put Claxton in the player to watch because old mate needs to have a good game. I mean, he's playing against a 6'7" wing at the center position. So surely Clax is going to be able to capitalize on the mismatches, but he hasn't proven to be great in the post. He's never been a good post player. So if he gets put in the post and has to back down an opponent, I think we could see a varying degree of results here. But definitely an interesting match about to come toward us today. Alrighty. The Nets have lost 6 of their last 7, which is an interesting predicament. I mean, the Nets were at 500 for the first 20 or so games of the year and were sitting in the top 8. But now we're slowly falling back to the norm, which I would say is a good thing. The Nets have not beaten an opponent in their division this season, so the Raptors potentially present as that opportunity. The Nets are probably the better team on paper today, which I haven't been able to say much this season. But as we know, that means absolutely nothing in the context of, well, any game really, because you can have a good team on paper, but if you don't rock up, you don't present yourself with effort and apply yourself the right way with the right tenacity needed to win an NBA game, well, then you're probably, you're going to be in a little bit of trouble. Loving the Raptors jerseys, those older, probably mid-2000s, 90s jerseys with the cord. It looks brilliant, and that is what we're going to have to witness all day, which I'm not complaining about. The Nets win the tip, and they will get into a set, but Keon Johnson turns it over immediately, and Mogbo is absolutely ambushed at the rim. 3 Nets got back, and it's out of bounds. It will be Toronto ball, but that's not a great start. A handoff to Claxton, or a feed to Claxton in the post, already met with a steal by Mogbo. The ball's inbounded. Gradey Dick on the outside, hits the tray, and he's had a pretty good season. Slow start, or good start, should I say. He's sort of fallen back to the norm, I think, a little bit. Ben needs to get involved today. We need to capitalize with that physicality we've got. Claxton feeds to Johnson, who went to the corner, and that was a bad miss. Claxton was able to get a hand in, but wasn't able to knock it to a teammate. Simmons knocked it away. Gradey Dick was fouled, and it hits the top of the backboard. I think Davion Mitchell is also out of the side, so he would be has been the starter for Toronto with the absence of Emmanuel Quickly, who's played like 2 games this year, and I know that because old mate is in my fantasy team. A kickball violation there, it looks like, as the inbound occurred through Scottie Barnes, who will inbound again in the exact same position with Ben manning the inbounder. There's going to be an offensive foul on Gradey Dick. Just thrusted Keon Johnson out of the way. So 11:10 to play. We're in the first minute. The Raptors got on the board early through the man who just committed the foul. And now the Nets will get into a set here, looking for their first score of the game. Finney-Smith to Simmons. Mogbo is making Claxton earn that basketball. Good switch there by the Raptors. They don't allow the Nets to attack the paint until Ben does it. Misses the layup. Claxton's there for the follow, though. Good heads-up play. The Nets are on the board. They need to do a lot of that. They've got the interior presence, definitely to a better extent than the Raptors do. Here's Walter, who gets inside and kicks it back out to Mogbo, and now Scottie Barnes up top. Swings it to the corner. Drive in. Good defense by Cam Johnson. And the block by Johnson. And the Nets are going to get it. Johnson had his handle knocked away, but Ben Simmons is there. He gets inside, gets rid of the man, and scores for 2. Well done, Ben. I want to see him get 20. I'm not even joking. Agbaji flings it out to the perimeter. Drive in and kick out back to Agbaji for 3. That's off. Johnson had his back turned to the ball, but still was able to get the rebound and pass it to Simmons, who's guarded on the outside now by Gradey Dick. To Johnson on the wing. Finney-Smith in the corner for 3. Yes, sir! 7-3. The Nets have got the last 7 of the game. Barnes, Ben knocks it away as he read the pass that was directed towards the corner. 9:40 to play first quarter. Good start by Brooklyn. On the defensive end, I imagine we're going to get a few stops because there's not there's not too much offensive firepower out there. Gradey Dick's probably the guy you want to look out for. He's got a bit of shot creating ability. 2 by Mogbo in the middle. 7-5. Raptors get their second bucket of the game after a little bit of a drought for the last couple of minutes. Claxton up top. We'll look for Johnson on the handoff. He'll get it here. Ben Simmons at the elbow. To the corner. Johnson. Drive in. Good move. Wasn't able to get the separation. Off hands. The Raptors get the rebound. Barnes on the perimeter. Has the pick set for him. He's going to drive in on Cam Johnson. Spin and shoot at the elbow. And that's off. Gradey Dick with the putback jam. 7 apiece. There was no one putting a body on. And it was an easy completion. Claxton responds with a little bit more subtle of an alley-oop. And he scores his second bucket of the game. Scottie Barnes, step back 3. Didn't have the lift. Saved, but only momentarily. It was a good effort by the Raptors man. I believe it was Agbaji. So the Nets will get the ball. Yeah, that's a pretty poor box out attempt. You don't want to see that again, especially when you've got far more size than they do. Johnson on the move. The 3 squared up nicely, but didn't get the lift required. 9-7. Mogbo guarded by Johnson. Somehow we've got a mismatch. Agbaji's open for 3, and that's a practice shot. I wouldn't be surprised if Geordie wanted to call a timeout, but he didn't. Raptors get the lead back. Simmons on the outside. He's given, well, a lot of room, and then he commits the offensive foul. I mean, what is the point? Just take it in, mate. Before you saw what happened when he actually tries to initiate a little bit of contact, they get a little bit uncomfortable, but Simmons never really tested at that time. And so the Raptors get into it. There's a foul, and it's off the ball. The Nets get into a little bit of a huddle to regroup for a short moment. Keon Johnson's committed another personal foul. I mean, this guy just commits so many just rash, nothing fouls. It's incredibly frustrating. Beautiful lob there by Scottie Barnes. We're going to get a timeout. Mogbo with the completion. And it is going to be the first time out of the game heading the Nets' way. They started well, but they've sort of like slipped away a little bit in the last minute or two. The Nets have gotten 4 points from Claxton, which is, I mean, a good start for him, with a couple of rim layups. The Nets are shooting 4 of 8 overall. They have allowed the Raptors to go 5 of 10, though, and they've committed a couple of turnovers, which has been a little bit poor on their part. Johnson already has 2 personal fouls. The Raptors have, even though they haven't gone to the free throw line, the Nets are committing quite a few personal fouls. Jonathan Mogbo started really well. Gradey Dick's hit a 3, and Agbaji has done the same. Scottie Barnes with his first assist right before the juncture. And yeah, that reflects a 12-9 start, which is where we sit right now. If you are enjoying the stream so far, make sure to show your support. Drop a like and subscribe if you are new as well. We will be back for not Nets Jazz, but we've got one more game before Christmas, and it is the Nets taking on the Heat. We will be there for that, so make sure to drop in just before we hit Christmas. So yeah, we'll be doing that game. We won't be doing the Jazz game, though, unfortunately. Probably the only game I've had to duck is the game that we probably have the most chance of winning. So that's a little bit unfortunate, isn't it? Utah, I cannot believe what they've just done in that first quarter. They dropped, against Detroit, dropped 48 first quarter points, which is just fucking ridiculous. I reckon that's probably the most of any team this season. They've gotten 13 from Sexton, 9 from Keontae George, 10 from Markkanen. And they've hit 9 first quarter threes, which is just crazy. And the Pistons are down by 29. But we head back across to the game that actually matters. It is the Nets down currently by 3. We've got quite a few games today. It's a bit of an NBA frenzy, to be completely honest, because, well, no one played yesterday. No one played the day before, aside from those teams competing in the final of the NBA Cup. Looks like I don't believe there are any changes. We've got Reese Beekman, who we signed as a part of the Dennis Schroeder deal. He is a point guard, a defensive point guard at that. He is on the bench. So there's a very real possibility with a lack of, point guard play, he could be getting some minutes tonight. I'm interested to see what we do. Claxton to Finney-Smith. Johnson. Gradey Dick fought under the screen. Gave a little bit of space. Here he is now, CJ. And that is money. Laces it for 3. 12 apiece. Scottie Barnes gets it back after the 1-2. Nearly sent the ball across the half-court line. Barnes, guarded by Wilson. It's good defense. Agbaji gets by Ben. There's going to be a foul. There's no foul. I thought that was a great bit of initiating contact, but the referee saw otherwise. And now Cam Johnson guarded on the outside again. Good relocation by Finney-Smith. Good pump fake. Frees up CJ. Top of the key. It's open. It's off. Finney-Smith gets the rebound. No, he doesn't. He batted it to Agbaji. And now Mogbo will drive in on Finney-Smith. The layup goes up. Oh, that's pretty. I believe Mogbo's actually on the bench. Nope, he's on the court. I've got to get used to their hairstyles because I have absolutely no knowledge of this Raptors team. Simmons to CJ. Bounce pass is knocked away, but off the foot, so it will be a kickball violation. They were looking for Ben on the roll. It was Jacoby Walter with the layup. That was pretty. 14-12. Nearly at the halfway point of this first quarter. The ball's inbounded to Claxton. Johnson's going to get another open look here. Nope. Finney-Smith will, though, as Johnson shovels it out. It's off. Claxton gets the rebound, though. He had better positioning. He's going to drive in. Body bump. And there's going to be the foul. And it comes from Mogbo. And it will be the first free throws of the match for either team, actually, which is quite surprising. But then again, both these teams get stitched up by the refs, so it's just a matter of who's going to get more whistles today. Claxton at the free throw line to shoot 2. Clank. What a surprise. So one more free throw to surface here. Claxton missed free throw 1 and converted the second. That is a typical Claxton trip. The 5 on the floor for the Nets is Wilson, Johnson, Finney-Smith, Simmons, and Claxton. Keon Johnson's picked up 2 personals already, so Wilson is proving to be the 6th man in recent memory. Passed across to Walter. Back out to Jamal Shed. Geez, this is like a G League squad. That's a tough 3. It's off. Simmons gets the rebound, batted it to himself, and will lob it up to Claxton. That pass was shocking. Wayward. Rebound, or steal, should I say. The drive in by Gradey Dick. Blocked by Claxton. The rebound by Johnson. The Nets don't have the numbers, but they'll shoot early anyway. Wilson misses, but we get the long rebound. Ben faked the pass, shot one up, and got it to go for 2. He did a little bit of everything on that sequence, which you love to see. Getting a little bit more inserted into the game. On the outside, the Raptors have it. Drive in, knock away. Shed's got a little bit of room. Shoots over Claxton. That's a bad miss. And the rebound by Finney-Smith. Simmons will push the pace. We've got mass changes waiting at the bench for the Nets because most of their starting five is still in. Johnson, look for the pass. There's a wrap-up. Agbaji is going to get hit with the personal, prevented Claxton from receiving that bounce pass on the inside. So Simmons will go to the bench. Those are good minutes by him. Finney-Smith will also take a seat with Claxton. Ben's got 4 points and a couple of rebounds, which is a nice little showing for him so far. Sharp is into the game with Shake Milton and Noah Clowney. Johnson, the driving kick. Wilson, the three. He'll be happy to shoot that. It's off, though. The rebound. The Raptors get it ahead. Clowney's the only man back. Agbaji with the challenge. It's off. Good contest. Rebound by Sharp. Johnson, behind the back. Looking for Day'Ron Sharp, who's got the size. He's guarded by a point guard. The help's going to be required. Clowney, kick out. Gradey Dick gambled for the steal. Wasn't able to get it. Clowney can't get the bounce after getting the offensive rebound. Olynyk's in the game with Chris Boucher. So a little bit more size out there. Couple Canadians in the game for the Raptors. Raptors probably a little bit stiff to give away a couple of free throws there. They did a pretty good job on that set. But it's not going to count for much if Clowney ends up at the free throw line. Free throw one is good. Lead up to 2. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout via courtesy of Toronto. So 16-14. The Nets have gone on a little 7-2 run since the last timeout was called by Jordi Fernandez. The lead is, well, it's been a little bit back and forth. It's been tossed around between both teams. Claxton has got 5 points and 3 rebounds, and you expect him to, well, have a pretty, have a pretty box score today. I believe he's got a block as well, but they haven't logged that for some reason. Cam Johnson's got the credit, but Ben Simmons with 4 points, a couple of rebounds in there as well, which is nice to see. A couple of turnovers though, which is never too optimal. Keon Johnson on the bench with a couple of personal fouls and turnovers, so he's had a bit of a stinker so far. Cam Johnson's hit a 3, but not been all that efficient. And for the Raptors, well, I believe this is probably what you're going to see a lot of. I mean, their bench looks absolutely garbage. I mean, granted, ours isn't all that much better, but it has a lot more experience than whatever the Raptors have got going. I mean, some of these guys are G Leaguers, and they're getting a bit of run, which I think they'll be happy about. 6 of 16 shooting for them. They haven't turned the ball over. But the rebounding edge is in the Nets' favor at the moment. They're out-rebounding them by 5 already. So even despite, the poor shooting out the gate for the Nets, they have gotten to the free throw line a little bit. They've generated second chance opportunities, and that's given them a little bit more boost on the offensive end. If you are enjoying the stream, everyone, make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe as well if you are new. We'll be back. Not for the next game, which is against the Utah Jazz, but we will be back for the game after that, which, as you can see, comes up on screen now at the Heat in Australia, it is on Christmas Eve, but it will be on the 23rd if you're in the US. So that is the situation. And then we'll probably be doing a couple of games just before the new year. So that is, obviously we'll communicate that as the games come closer. But for the moment, let's focus on the game at hand. It is the Nets up by 2. We've got a little bit over 4 minutes left in this first quarter. The Nets have got 5 from Claxton, 4 from Simmons, 3 from Finney-Smith and Johnson. And for the Raptors, Gradey Dick is the high man with 5 for them. So second free throw by Clowney's good. Nets have gone 3 of 4 from the line. No more changes. Cam Johnson remains in the contest. So Sharp, Johnson, Milton, Wilson, Clowney, the 5 for the Nets. Olynyk in the middle. There's the lob. Beautiful look. And Agbaji with the conversion. I don't know what the Nets were doing manning the baseline. Well, they weren't manning the baseline. It was a pretty dodgy attempt. Sharp to Wilson on the wing. Milton will use that screen, and Sharp's committed the offensive foul. Wow. Whoops. May have caused your ears a little bit of terror with my knocking of the mic there. So, 17-16. Agbaji is going to take a seat. He's had a pretty good first quarter for them. Johnson will take a seat. So, Tyrese Martin's in the game. So, no Beekman. Jameson battles in the game for Toronto. Drive in. Boucher tested in the corner. They don't shoot it though. Driving kick. Boucher will now fire and miss. The rebound by Clowney, who will push the pace. I remember Boucher hit a bunch of threes in the preseason game we played. Clowney going to feed Dayron in the post. Gets inside and he's blocked. Or fouled. They've called a foul. So they are severely undersized. And I mean, that's a good bit of assertion there by Dayron Sharp. Let's see if there was a hit on the arm. I don't see it. But Rajakovic does not opt to challenge. Dayron's hit back iron on the first free throw. So we're 3 of 5 from the line thus far. One more free throw to come here for Sharp. That's good. So the Nets, 4 of 6 from the line. They've kept the Raptors scoreless from the free throw line. Barnes is back in. Beautiful skip pass. Opens up the court. Shed drives in. Boucher's open for 3. And that's off. Offensive rebound, though, by Olynyk. 3 by Barnes. That's way downtown. It's good. And they get the lead back. 19-18. 3 minutes, or just a little bit less than that to play here in this first half. First quarter, should I say. Milton, drive, kick out over the shoulder. Wilson 3 is badly off, and he has missed 3 trays. The Nets are shooting 2 of 10 from deep. This is not pretty. And they're probably leaving a few points on the table. There's been a couple of open looks. Olynyk looking for a handoff. It's gone off the head. It's somehow ended up with the Nets. Martin's going to push it. Wilson was in the corner, drove right by, and then the kick out was nearly turned over. Martin's 3 was badly off. It was an air ball. Wilson gets the offensive board. He couldn't get the angle. And then Barnes stood on the sideline getting the offensive rebound. So the one chance the Raptors had it getting it up the other end, well, they've absolutely squandered it. Good work by the Nets on the glass. They'll get another crack at it. Sharp gets it on the inbounds. Driving, got by Olynyk, threw it down, and they've called an offensive foul. That's so stiff. So 2 minutes, 3 seconds left. I thought Olynyk just decked it. But, of course, the referees thought otherwise. Let's have a look. What? Oh my God, that's the biggest sell of all time. How have they fallen for that? There's no way a center that big is falling for that shit. Olynyk has to kick it out. Battle for 3. I mean, that was the cleanest swish I've ever seen. Nothing but net. And Milton will get it across half court. This is good defense by Shed. 4-point lead for Toronto. That's knocked away. It's knocked into the open court. They've got the numbers. And Barnes throws it down. He was poaching at the net for the Raptors. And they are playing with a high intensity in this opening quarter. Milton's going to get it across the half-court line. This bench unit absolutely stinks. Well, that's at least what we saw the other day. Olynyk's hit with the foul, and that's just justice for the bullshit that happened on the previous possession. So 24-18 the scoreline. Milton will shoot 2. These will be the 7th and 8th free throws at the line for the Nets. So I do not know the last field goal we made, but these free throws are helping the scoring to tick over late in this first quarter when the bench production isn't that great. Those free throws are converted there by Milton. Nearly a third of our points have come from the line here, and it's a key reason as to why we're still in the contest. Olynyk out to Barnes on the perimeter, the drive in, the kick out. Oh my goodness, that's gone into the 5th or 6th row. Boucher's tall and lanky, but I don't think the wingspan's going to reach that. And it will be Nets ball right in front of the Raptors bench. Inbounded to Martin and back to Wilson. Guarded by Barnes. We're in the final minute of this opening quarter. The Raptors and Nets have taken turns at the lead. Wilson the drive in. Gets inside in the paint. Numbers collapse. Good dump off to Day'Ron Sharpe, and the push shot is good for 2. And the Raptors lead is cut down to 2. The Raptors can go for a 2-for-1. Shed, the bounce pass to Olynyk. The kick out to Battle. The 3 is well off. The rebound by Day'Ron Sharpe, and he takes a couple dribbles before leaving it to Milton to milk the clock. 2-second difference between shot and game. The screen is not set by Wilson. It was a little bit of a decoy. Shed's guarding on the outside. Now the screen's going to arrive. Wilson sets it. Milton behind the back. Gets inside. Hangs and hits. That's skill. Skill. It's all tied up. Boucher's going to take a dribble. I'm sure he traveled. It's off. And the Nets score the final 6 points of that first quarter to tie the game at 24 as we enter the second period. That's a very nice ending to the quarter there by Shake. And that's the offense we needed going into the second quarter. It is all tied up. Milton has come in and scored a couple buckets off the bench. Day'Ron's hit a bucket and also gotten free throws. And then most of the scoring has been done by the starters. Claxton leads the way with 5. For the Raptors, Barnes, Agbaji, and Gradey Dick all have 5 each. Mogbo's got 4. And overall, both teams aren't shooting the ball particularly well. The Nets especially are 40% from the field and are less than 20% from deep. The Raptors are shooting better in both areas. However, the Nets are 6 of 8 from the line. The Raptors haven't even had a free throw attempted. And this is all despite the Nets having 6 turnovers. The Nets have had 6 turnovers. They are shooting 2 of 11 from deep, yet have the game tied because of their free throw attempts in comparison to Toronto. So I feel like that's a pretty good sign for us heading forward. Blunderbuss, no stress. Thank you for the kind words. Happy I'm doing a job as much as I can. If you are enjoying, make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe. Help the stream out a little bit. We will be back in about 4 days for Nets versus Heat, even though we play the Jazz next up. Around the grounds, some intriguing contests. Utah had scored 48 points in the first quarter. They have now wound up only up 13 at the half because they just got outscored by 16 points in the second quarter. Lucky they had a 29-point lead at quarter time. That always helps you out. OKC up on Orlando pretty convincingly. Boston beating Chicago and the Wizards beating the Hornets by 2. Obviously, well, the Hornets actually have LaMelo back. I did not realize that. What's going on for Washington? Brogdon with 17 off the bench. Wow. Alrighty. So Cam Thomas is going to be reevaluated this weekend as to when he returns. Zaire Williams is doing on-court contact workouts and will probably do some team stuff in the next week. And then Watford's going to get a look at his hamstring next week as well. So could be fairly healthy in about 2 weeks' time after Christmas. Good look there for Olynyk under the basket. Scottie Barnes attracted a bunch of attention, and that was good. So the Nets will look to tie the game here. Claxton returns to the match, and that's the only change. Day'Ron Sharpe heads to the bench. Claxton looking for a handoff. He gives it to the guard, Milton. Clowney, tough catch, takes a dribble. There's a foul on Boucher, and it is going to reset the clock to 14. 3 seconds to shoot when that foul was committed. So 26-24 the score. Ball inbounded from the corner here. Boucher with that length is going to man the inbounder. Clowney will trigger into Claxton early in this second quarter. He'll hand it off to Milton at the logo. Screen set. Good find. Wilson's open for 3, but it is well short. Martin with the offensive board, and Claxton wasn't able to complete the second chance opportunity. Boucher looking for the handoff. He faked it initially. Barnes in the middle. Fakes the pass. Body bump. A couple hits. Good defense by Wilson. Forces Barnes into a fadeaway, but he's good. He's pretty good. He'll make those. 28-24 the score. Milton. Pass to Claxton, who tries to take it in on Olynyk. Gets inside. Shoots again and gets the roll. That was a tough finish, that one. Boucher back out to Olynyk, who can shoot threes. Claxton will respect him from the outside. He gets into the middle, hands it back to Barnes. It looks like Wilson's getting that assignment. Another body bump, another fadeaway jumper. That one's off. Good board by Milton, who was able to push his defender under the ball. He drives in, bounce pass. How was that not hit the legs? Martin gets his hands dirty and wanted a timeout, and Jordi Fernandez will call it. Martin's made some big plays in the last couple of moments. I don't know how that wasn't a kickball violation. It couldn't be any clearer, and the referees didn't bat an eyelid. And so the timeout is called. Martin's had some good moments there, though. First getting the offensive rebound, I thought he was in no position to get it. And then a couple possessions later is able to just heads up play, get to ground level first and ensure that we have the upper hand in terms of being able to call a timeout. So good shit by Tyrese Martin. And even though he's not the most gifted player of all time, you know he's going to deliver on the effort end, as he has done multiple times. Alrighty. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Interesting. I've just seen a report that apparently the Thunder have shown interest in Cam Johnson. I feel like Nikola Topic is just a nailed-on trade piece for them. Dennis Schroeder has is going to get the start for Golden State today, which is interesting. They face off against Memphis, which is pretty funny because the last time he played a game of basketball, it was against Memphis, and there was a fair dust-up. He's already scored a 2-pointer. They're only 2 points, though, because they are down 11-2 so far. Back to our game, though. The score is 28-26. The Nets have had a pretty good sort of block here. The lead was as high as 6 for Toronto, but the Nets have done well to let that lead die away a little bit. They went on a little run at the end of the quarter to get 6 in a row and get that lead back down to nothing. And it was all square heading into the second quarter. We are 2 minutes in, and there is a partial knock away. All right, so Martin, Claxton, Milton, Clowney, Wilson, the 5 on the floor. And I don't know why there's just so many stoppages going on here. So the ball will be triggered in here at the wing. Martin will do the honors. It's inbounded to Milton. We had to come collect that. Looked like a little bit of a dodgy pass. Martin gets the look. And he banked it home! He didn't call bank. But it don't matter. It's going to count anyway. That's the Cam Johnson play right there. They set that for CJ every single time. Battle the response. Yup. The G Leaguers go head to head. A couple of makes there for Battle so far in this game. Milton, the drive in. That's a good drive. Claxton gets it. Doesn't get it to go. I think he wanted a whistle. Didn't get it though. There's like zero spacing with this lineup. Skip pass to Agbaji. The 3 is off. He squared up nicely, but the minute he shot at the ball was off. Milton. Screen. Uses Claxton. Clowney's open for 3. They don't look for him. Claxton instead was there to collect. It got knocked away, though, on the entry pass. So it's gone out of bounds. It is off the Raptors. Milton will get it into Claxton. Hand off to Martin. Shoots with the right hand. It's off. It hits back rim. The board for Boucher. The Raptors run. But then picks up his dribble. Olynyk steps into a 3. That's a bad miss. The board by Claxton. And he takes it downhill. That's got to be a fucking take foul. Oh my God. What? They just tossed Claxton. Did they? I swear they tossed him. What? I swear. Did Claxton throw the ball into the crowd? Yep. This guy's an idiot. What is Clax doing? He's just thrown the ball into the crowd. What was the point of that? He's just being tossed. What a fucking idiot. Oh, what an idiot. He is so stupid. This guy, man, you were supposed to be a fucking leader on this team, and what an idiot. He just got fucking ejected. What an idiot. What an absolute clown, bro. That's just fucking idiotic. Seriously. There is no reason. We literally should have gotten a fucking take foul, and this clown has sent the ball into the fucking 20th row. Fucking hell. And then Wilson misses a free throw. That's just so pointless. What even is the point of that? Why is he throwing it in the crowd? Like, he's seriously got to get a fucking hold of his emotions. It actually pisses me off. because it's happened multiple games where he can't get a hold of his emotions and he just throws his entire game away. Wilson for 3. He just is having a shocking game from 3, and we really need him to hit shots because there's been a lot of open threes. Olynyk's been a little bit of a prick, though, drawing these fouls, man. Or committing these fouls. Gradey Dick on the outside. It goes off Ben Simmons and back. Like, there just was no reason to do that. It's just fucking ridiculous, Clax. So fucking poor. Shed. Gradey Dick steps into a 3. God, that's a shocking miss. Clowney feeds it to Simmons. There's Sharp. No. Okay, thank fuck for that. I thought they were going to call a charge when Dayron didn't even have the ball. He was in the process of collecting the ball. Gradey Dick got into the path, and it is a blocking foul. So 8:07 to play in the second. Clax, like, that just pisses me off so badly. He's done it so many times in his career where he just commits a dumbass technical over absolutely nothing. Fuck. Johnson looking for the lob. That's well met at the rim. I mean, they knew that was going there. Shed. Good look. Agbaji down the middle. Cut all the way to the rim. No resistance shown by the Nets. And it looks like Finney Smith's about to check in with Keon Johnson. 3 for Clowney in the corner. That's good. Gets it down to 2. We needed that bucket. Only scored the 8 points so far in this quarter, which isn't an awful bit of pace. Look again for 3. That rims out. The rebound secured by... saved by Boucher. I don't know how they've saved that. Shed to Dick in the corner. Flings it cross court. Agbaji's open again. And that's good. Team lifting play. It's just simply they wanted it more. We had 3 Nets there for the rebound and not one of them went to ground level. That's what you need. You need to see that. Simmons the drive in. Muscles his way inside. Doesn't get the bounce. Dayron missed it. Missed it again. Got another rebound. Muscled his way in again. Missed it again. And it's going to be Nets ball. Dayron wanted a whistle. But how about just making the 2 points? You were sitting 2 feet away from the rim and you missed it 3 times. Goodness gracious me. 1 miss. 2 misses. Fucking hell. So 6:46 to play. That was a painful possession there to witness. Dayron shakes his head, but he's going to get extended minutes tonight because his teammate couldn't get a fucking grip on his emotions. Dayron's going to hand it off. No, he's not, because Keon Johnson commits another fucking personal foul over absolutely nothing again. It's not just that Keon Johnson is committing fouls, but these are fouls on the offensive side of the ball. That's so killer, because we had a chance for more second chance points. Just ruined the hard work of Dayron there. Shed on the perimeter, guarded by Johnson. They wanted a backdoor cut, it wasn't there. Good cut there. Dayron with the rotation across. Gets the block. Johnson the drive in. That was way too saucy on the shovel out, but the Nets are still going to somehow possess it. Johnson was open for 3 initially, but the loopy pass by Keon Johnson didn't help it. Cross. Johnson, beautiful kick out. 3 for Finney Smith. It's good. Second 3 from the same spot. From that corner. And he cuts it back down to 2 again. So, this is just not pretty. There's a foul on Sharp out front. Dayron's been really good. Like, there's been a few little iffy moments in there, but I think for the most part, you're getting You're getting an overall net positive with what Dayron's contributed. Johnson's back to the bench. No surprises there. This guy cannot stay out of foul trouble to save his life. I believe he was in foul trouble the other night too. Shed on the outside. Guarded by Milton. 6 to shoot. High screen comes. Drive. Good D by Dayron on the switch. He forces a tough 3. It's an air ball and a rebound by the Nets, who will push here. They've got the numbers. Simmons the spin. Shoots over Dick. It's off. Dayron with the rebound. And another knock out of bounds after Dayron gets the rebound. So the Nets will go again. Ben's just got to actually go into the body. These are just piss weak attempts, bro. Like, spin, but actually stop turning away from the fucking basket. Like, there was a scoop layup on offer and he's gone for a fucking hook shot of falling away from the basket. Like, Gradey Dick is an absolute stick, mate. Johnson's ready to fire. That's badly off. The rebound there by Mugbo. Guarded by Sharp on the outside. They get it to Shed behind the back. Guarded by Finney-Smith. Bounce pass. Mugbo the push shot. That's short. The rebound by Sharp. Simmons will hold. And, man, it's been a little bit tough going the last couple minutes. Johnson. Oh, beautiful blow by. Scores for 2. He had the whole defense off guard. They did not expect the layup attempt there, as indicated by the wide open lane on offer. 3 here for Walter. Oh, my fucking God. 3+1 for Jacoby Walter. Whoever the fuck this guy is. The Nets regroup here. I want to see what the, what was... What? What? Oh, how is that a foul? I don't think Dayron could have done anything else, really, with that attempt. Or that contest, should I say. Oh my God, Dayron's got 4 personals. 4 personals in one half. We're going to have to play small ball the rest of the quarter. Walter misses the free throw. They've barely been to the line. That may have been their first attempt at the line all game. Johnson to Finney-Smith in the corner. Oh my God. He decked the defender. He kissed the grass. And Finney-Smith blew right by to score the open 2. Walter the Euro. Blocked by Johnson. Batted to Milton. Simmons and Finney-Smith run. But they don't look all that aggressive as they hold the entire play up and we have to play another half-court set. Johnson, drive, gets inside. There's a foul on the floor. Johnson just needed to put a 2 up and it would have been another trip at the free throw line. But the Nets are going to have to settle for the ball on the side. That couldn't have been like any easier of like a defensive coverage anyway. And the defender just decked it. 4:11 to play here in this first half. Ball inbounded to Simmons. Good bounce pass to Johnson. Oh! Went vertical and was met by Walter, but they're going to call a personal here. That was a good contest. Great off-ball movement. Johnson lost his man and then lost the ball going up, but was affected on that layup attempt by the defender illegally. It's going to be free throws here for CJ. To give the Nets the lead back, both teams have struggled here in the second quarter to score the ball, which I don't think was really a surprise to anyone going into the contest. Olynyk's into the game. No big for the Nets. Dayron Sharp's on 4 personals, and Claxton got tossed over something incredibly avoidable. Let's just say that. Johnson had to will that basketball down for the second free throw made, which gets the Nets back in front. Barnes picks up his dribble. Off-ball screen set by Barnes, who will get it here. And it's an open 3, but it's a shocking attempt at a 3. And it's off. It's an air ball. Simmons, guarded by Agbaji. Handoff to Johnson. Pocket pass. Clowney was open for 3. We took the long way round and the window closed. Knock away. Clowney We've got 7 to shoot. Johnson out to Finney-Smith. This is good defense. Finney-Smith gets inside. Clowney's got an open 3. Has to get one up. And it's a shocking air ball. And the Nets had multiple opportunities to get a shot up there, but they just decided to take the long way round every single time they got close to getting that shot up. So with a little bit over 3 minutes to play, the Nets up by 1. It has not been a half known for its shooting prowess. Olynyk will back down Simmons, get inside, fall away, and is short on the jump shot. Simmons leaves it for the trailer, which is CJ. Oh my god. That is fucking ridiculous. Mate, challenge that shit. Olynyk is fucking flopping, mate. And Geordie's gonna challenge. What is that flop? He's just flopped. That's the second or third time he's flopped in this half. And the referees every single time have bought it. I mean, call Olynyk a salesman. Because this guy knows how to sell. Fucking hell, man. This is just... Fucking hell. It's just actually embarrassing, to be completely honest. Just down sad. So... It's just frustrating, man. Olynyk's one of those players. He's just being a prick, really. Clax does this crap all the time. Geordie or someone needs to talk with him about these unnecessary and ridiculous outbursts. It has to stop. It wasn't even an outburst. It was just like so sudden. It just occurred incredibly quickly. Like, old mate just decided he was in the shits and he was going to fling the ball into the crowd. The minute you do that, you're gone. You're tossed. And that's where the frustration stems from, because it's just something so minor, yet so, like, there's such high repercussions, or large repercussions. It's just incredibly unnecessary. But every single time old mate decides to do it. Let's have a look at the box score, and I put Claxton in the play to watch because I expected a big game. He started well, and then just decided to act like a little bit of a crybaby and have a tantrum because he didn't get a whistle. Like, mate, you're getting paid money. The franchise has backed you in. You're supposed to lead the team forward. And you're doing this bullshit. So he's going to end the game with 7 points and 5 rebounds. That was all in 10 minutes. So he could have been in for a big game. Instead, Day'Ron Sharpe's going to get an extended run. He's 1 of 5. He's had 4 personal fouls already. And he's committed a couple of turnovers. It's been a very eventful experience with Day'Ron Sharpe. He's got 7 rebounds, and I would imagine a bunch of those are offensive. We're out rebounding them by 16. That is just mind-blowing to me. It's actually also mind-blowing that we're leading this game. Let's see what the call is. I don't think they've come to a decision yet. Let's see what the verdict is. 3 minutes to play. Referees are still at the scorer's table even after the break. Alrighty, let's have a look what the verdict is. Come on! Thank fuck, a blocking foul, mate. This guy deserves to be, like, in foul trouble. What? How are we losing our timeout? Oh, I don't know what that means. The mandatory timeout window. We lose our timeout for some reason. But the Nets have won 20 of their 30 challenges this season, which is sort of a mental number. Like, highly... Oh my god. Johnson misses a free throw, but yeah, highly knowledgeable. Whoever's on the bench calling the shots for these challenges, they're doing an excellent job. 41-40 the scoreline with 3 minutes to play here in this second quarter. Johnson makes the second. Lead up to 2. Scottie Barnes going to bring it up with 3 minutes to play. Johnson was trying to double, but then realized where he was in no man's land. Gradey Dick stood on the sideline. And he fumbled the ball in the dunker spot. Clowney was there with the presence. And obviously that was enough of a put-off to ensure that he stood on the sideline. And indeed he did. So Nets will get the possession back. 3 minutes to play here in this first half. Johnson out to Simmons, back to CJ. The drive in, the kick out to Finney-Smith. Gets inside. Tried the reverse, but good defense there. It's a 4-on-5 break. Finney-Smith is down. Open 3 in the corner was allowed, and it's off. Clowney was definitely fouled. Gradey Dick dove on the floor, but wasn't able to collect the ball. It was in dispute. Simmons takes it in. Foul, and 1! Let's go, Ben. He saw the window. There was a clear lane to the basket. No one had bodied him up. And that's smart. Good take. And he loves it. A little bit of a celebration in there as well. He did make both of his free throws the other day. And he makes another free throw here. 5-point lead. So Nets with the last 8 of the game. Barnes on the perimeter. Clowney guarding on the outside. Body bump. Kick out to Battle in the corner. The 3 is off. The tip in is good. Yet again, the box out was not existent. Ben will hand off to CJ on the outside. Behind the back. Lost the handle initially. Simmons is going to drive on Walter. Gets rid of him. And the runner is good again. I mean, there's just no reason to not attack the man. There is zero reason, Ben. Scottie Barnes, given a bit of space from 3. He drives it in. There's a foul it's going to wave off the basket. It was on the floor. 1:30 to play here. I believe the Nets had a foul to give. They've been pretty good in the... even though they've got a couple players in foul trouble, they've been pretty good in keeping the Raptors off the free throw line. Agbaji into the game. I believe he's actually top scoring the Raptors for points in this game. Walter will sit because he's been exposed by Ben on 2 consecutive possessions. Barnes guarded by Finney-Smith. Now the switch. Clowney will pick Barnes up again. Good cross. Good defense, though. What the fuck is that for? That's just good defense. Referees with an absolute bailout there to get Barnes to the line. That's great defense. Where's the foul? Where is the foul? I would have even challenged that, to be completely honest. But they save it. That is just bullshit. I don't understand how that is a personal foul. Maybe for a reach in at some stage of the gather, but there was like no contact going up. So Barnes made the first free throw. The second one coming up here is good. And what's happened? There may be a little bit of blood on the finger of Scottie Barnes. So a little stoppage here with about 80 seconds left in this first half. So 1:20 to play. Simmons will trigger in. And it looks like we may have a change. I have heard the buzzer, so that would indicate something's been going on at the bench. Milton will hand it to Ben. Looks like we want to go early here. Nope. Cross. Simmons is feeling it. Gets into the paint. I would have shot it, but Johnson with the off-ball movement. Spring in his step as he hits the three from the corner right in front of the net bench. Beautiful. That fluency on the shot is just a delight. Barnes, cross-court to Agbaji. Good pickup by Clowney. Agbaji goes baseline. The reverse is off. Board by Noah Clowney. Ben can push. He's surveying the floor. I would take it myself if I was Ben. There's an open lane staring at him. If he uses it, it's there. He crosses. I reckon he took an extra step. Instead, he gave it to Milton, who missed the three. Clowney nearly was able to get the offensive rebound. There's a foul on Milton, and he's just given them an easy look at the free throw line out of absolutely nothing. No need to commit that foul, but Nets players never cease to amaze me. So Gradey Dick will head to the free throw line to shoot a couple. Jamal Shed will check in for defense with just a little bit of time left here in this first half. Raptors have gotten to the line a couple times late in this quarter just to beef up their scoring a little bit. Where was the foul? Oh, that's so stupid. Why would you fucking commit that foul, man? So 23 seconds left when the next possession will commence. Gradey Dick made the first and made the second, so perfect trip there to cut the lead to 4 for the Nets. And we will hold for one more possession. It'll be Simmons on the outside. Provided he doesn't turn it over, the Nets will have the final shot. Looks like we've got a double screen here. Johnson drive in. Milton pump fake. Gets inside. Shoots. And banks it home. That's a nifty move. The second time in this game. Oh, wow. Oh, Jesus Christ. I thought that went in. There could have been a case for a moving screen there with 2 seconds left. But the second time Milton has scored in the final, with the final possession of a quarter in this game. And he has the lead back up to 6 for the Nets. They had a 28-point second quarter. The Raptors managed 22. And that quarter headlines the difference in the game, which is 6. In case you've missed it, the Raptors have gotten, 10 points from Agbaji and Barnes. They lead the way. However, they are missing an array of talent. Quickly, Jakob Podol and RJ Barrett, obviously the mainstays of that group. Well, the starting 5 are not there. And so they've had to really get into the bench and capitalize on the lesser lights. For the Nets, I mean, we're getting some good contributions out of, in some cases, players that I'm not surprised about. Cam Johnson with 11, 5, and 4. There could be a triple-double watch on offer there. With a couple of blocks in there as well. I mean, he's done a little bit of everything. Hit a couple threes, been at the line. Ben Simmons. I mean, without Day'Ron Sharp, given he's in foul trouble, and Claxton due to being tossed. I don't know if you are aware, but Claxton did get tossed. He threw the ball into the crowd over absolutely nothing. But such is life when you watch Nic Claxton these days. He just does some stupid shit every now and then. Ben Simmons is needed to perform, and he, in the second quarter, did very, very well at forcing the issue. He's actually taken the most shots out of any net on the court, which is something I don't think anyone could have anticipated. Full stop. I don't know the last time he's led field goal attempts for his team, but here we are living in a reality where that's happening. He's got 9 points, the 3 rebounds, the 4 assists. I did say in the first quarter, I want this guy to push 20. I said it a couple games ago. I'm saying it again. He needs to go for 20 today. I want him to get 15 shots up. He's got 7. He's halfway there. So we need to see more of it. If he gets in a matchup that he likes, and there's maybe a guy that's prone to fouling. I mean, Olynyk's on 3 personals. Walter's committed a couple personals. Boucher's hit a couple personals. All these guys are bigs, or they've been manning up Ben Simmons at times. Attack him. Attack that defender, because they will foul. Ben is a big guy. If he gets his body into them, then I think we're going to get good results. Milton's got 6. Finney Smith's hit a couple of 3s. Clowney with a very good performance so far. Free throws, 3s, and defense is the name of the game with him, and he has been delivering in all 3 categories. And then Claxton with the 7 points and the 5 boards. He was going to have a good game too. He was 10 minutes into his showing, and he had some good moments, but that just really fucked it up for everyone. The Nets in that second quarter shot the ball a lot better. They were 2 of 11 in the first quarter. They went 4 of 9 in the second. So a lot more efficient and a lot more bang for the buck. Free throw number, the Raptors did balloon that at the end of the quarter, but the Nets have led that category for much of the game. 10 of 14 from the line as opposed to the Raptors' 6 attempts. And when we look at the field goals, I mean, the Raptors are not shooting the ball all that well. So if you can get free throws and get the upper hand in that category, that's going to be a big difference maker, or has been a big difference maker thus far. And if this shooting sustains itself, well, then it's going to definitely have a big part to play in the second half as well. So yeah, overall, pretty good first half. All things considered, I mean, we're playing the Raptors, so really, it's not all that. It's not all that glamorous. We're playing Toronto, for God's sake. Like, they really don't have anyone, but you take the wins where you can get them. He's hoping for a win tonight. Yeah, I mean, these are the games I'd like to win, even though we probably need to lose them in order to get a little bit more in touch with those, higher draft picks. If we had prime Ben Simmons on the Nets, what do you see this team as alongside Cam Thomas? Well, I'm not going to speculate that. I mean, it'd be a pretty good outcome, pretty good result, but I wouldn't be, I don't really want to fantasize over like having prime Ben Simmons, because I just don't think it's realistic in the modern age. But if he scores 20 today, then maybe I can start a conversation and have a little bit more cause for, or a reason for getting excited. So that is really the situation. The Nets have had a pretty good first half. I do want to also just shed a little bit of light on what's going on in terms of the other stats, the team stats. Now, these aren't visible on the box score. I'll leave that up. But rebounding. We're plus 15 in rebounding. We've had 6 extra offensive rebounds. And really, I mean, we've almost had the same amount of misses as Toronto. So the turnovers have probably been the biggest issue. The Nets have conceded 12 points to 4 off turnovers, and they've committed 5 more than the Raptors. So I think in the second half, that's going to be key. Another thing that's going to be key in the second half, fast break points. The Nets did not register a fast break point in the entire first half. The Raptors only got 6, so it wasn't a big staple of the game. But when you're getting 31 rebounds, you should be able to run in the open floor a little bit better. Points in the paint, we are winning that, which usually we don't. I'd like to see us widen the gap in the second half and see the likes of Johnson and Ben Simmons probably going into the paint a little bit more. Assist numbers are very, very even. I mean, that sort of makes sense because, well, both teams have nearly made the same amount of shots. But really, I think in the second half, we've just got to limit turnovers. The fast break points have got to get a boost, and the points in the paint, they need to lift as well. I think Fouling, we've done a pretty good job. Only the 6 free throws for Toronto. A lot of those have been like touch fouls or really unnecessary fouls. We've been lucky to not get Toronto into the bonus. Some key pointers as well for the second half, I feel, looking at this box score, is that Jalen Wilson, he played 13 first half minutes and he went 0 of 6. And he went 0 of 5 from deep. And he also had a free throw and missed that too. So he's gone and hit straight donuts. Keon Johnson's only played the 5 minutes because he's been in foul trouble for a lot of the game. Like, we need to see those guys give a little bit more. Keon Johnson, not so much. I'm not too fussed if he's barely going to play. But Jalen Wilson, if you're going to get 6 shots, you need to be hitting like at least 2 of those. We definitely could have had a more sizable lead going into the break if he had have just hit like 2 threes, and he's had those open looks. Toronto have let us off a little bit. They're 7 of 23 from downtown. So, do I think that that's going to change in the second half? Well, Gradey Dick's only hit the 4 or taken the 4 shots. He's taken the same amount of shots as Jamison Battle. So, I think they'd want to get the ball in his hands a little bit more. And Scottie Barnes, only 10 points. I think they'd want him to get a bit more into the flow of the offense. He's been a little bit passive. Only the 2 assists as well. So I don't feel as if he's probably had the... I don't think he's had as big of a grasp on the game as people would want. We need Ben Simmons to get a triple-double tonight. I think Cam Johnson may have that reserved for him. He's on track for it. How do you feel about Clax getting ejected because that's the 4th time this year? 4 times already? Is it really? Well, that actually heightens my frustration even more. That is incredibly frustrating. Let me have a look. How many ejections has Nic Claxton had? I can't answer questions about ejections yet. I try to use StatMuse, and they don't even have an ejection stat. Like, come on, man. How many ejections has Nic Claxton had? Does Basketball Reference tell you? It was actually his 3rd of the season, which leads the NBA. And the funny thing is, Clax has been out for how many games this year? Well, he's played 20 games, but he's only started 12. So he's started in half the games this year, which is not many. And he's been ejected in like the most times of any player. It was actually his 4th technical though. He's been ejected twice this year. He's been teed up 4 times, and he's gotten a flagrant twice. Last year, he had 10 techs. The year before, 11 techs. He's already got 4 techs, and he's started 12 games. Like, that is fucking ridiculous. I don't feel all that enthused about it, though. I will tell you that much. If you are enjoying the stream, though, make sure to show your support on the stream and show it some love. Give a like on the stream and subscribe as well if you are new as well. We will be back for Nets versus the Heat on Christmas Eve or the 23rd if you're in the US. We do play the Jazz on the weekend, but that is going to... I won't be available for that, so things will have to change there. Okay. So, second half is probably not too far away. Around the grounds, the Wizards are up on Charlotte. So, Charlotte are doing a good job at tanking there. Utah beating Detroit in that as well. Of course, we play them next up. OKC beating Orlando, but Orlando have trimmed the margin. Boston up on Chicago. The Nets, of course, are winning. The Spurs are beating the Hawks. That is an entertaining match. And Memphis, wow, they are blowing out the Warriors. Houston up by 15 and Dallas beating the Clippers. Dennis Schroeder is playing today for Golden State, so they're already getting smacked up. And Schroeder, in 10 minutes, has scored 2 points and had 2 turnovers. He's going 1 of 5, and it is nearly at halftime. Steph Curry has not made a bucket. Wow. They're going at 24% from the field and 30% from deep. Wow, that is bad. Meanwhile, Memphis have gotten points from every single player that has played. Why on earth are the Warriors playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? They're playing a 12-man rotation. What are they doing? Like, Steph Curry has only played 13 minutes in the half. I mean, I guess he's on track for a good number, but how has he only taken 4 shots? Why is Andrew Wiggins... I mean, he's got 12 and he's actually shooting the ball well, but Andrew Wiggins has hit half of their shots. Basically, he's hit 4 of their 10 shots. That is bad. Anyway, second half is about to commence from this side of town. The Nets taking on Toronto, of course, who are 7-20 heading in. The Nets are 10-16. They have lost 6 of their last 7, so I will take wins where we can get them. The Raptors have struggled from the field, and so have the Nets, really. But we did get a little bit more contribution in the second quarter from CJ, Ben Simmons, Finney Smith has had a good all-round game so far. And we're absolutely killing them on the rebounds. So if we can generate those second chance opportunities in this second half, I mean, we are probably well on our way to a win, because I mean, I don't know about the second chance points, but we're putting ourselves in a great position to get these second chance points, especially when we're, you know, I mean, that's really helping when you commit turnovers like we did in the first quarter a lot. So the lead of half a dozen is what we will carry into this second half. 52-46 the scoreline. You can see the scoring breakdown by quarter in the bottom left of your screen. 24 apiece in quarter 1, and the Nets outscored the Raptors by 6. And that is what they lead by going into the third period. And the Raptors will start off with it. So interested to see who is the 5. It's Clowney starting the second half. So Dayron with 4 personals is going to still assume the bench center role. Clowney's going to start, and we can afford to do that when they don't have a notable center. How have we not gotten the steal? Oh my God. We got the knockaway, but Clowney ended up tapping it right into the Raptors' lap, and it might as well have been an assist for him. Really frustrating. Johnson maneuvers inside. Oh, beautiful use of the pivot foot. He was able to work his way around the defender and scored for 2. First bucket of the second half. That's a nifty move there by CJ. He goes to 13 points now. Gradey Dick on the outside. Cross. Well defended by Clowney. Forces Dick into a pass. Barnes doesn't shoot on the 3. Oh my God. Johnson has committed another personal. It took a whole minute for that to happen. And he's going to go straight to the bench. He's played 5 minutes the whole game. And you wouldn't think he's a starter based off of that. But such is the way he's been committing fouls. Barnes misses the first free throw. Is he going to let him run? I think Geordie's just going to let him play. And just see when he's going to pick up his 6th personal. He could be fouled out in the third quarter, and that would be something that doesn't happen all too often. Free throw made, so the Raptors get a couple more free throws here. Clowney looking for a handoff. CJ retrieves. There's the lob. Clowney takes a dribble and then got blocked by Barnes. The numbers collapsed. He just needed to roll it back to the outside, and we would have had the men. Gradey Dick on the inside. Well done by Finney-Smith. Heads up play as he was falling out of bounds to save it. Get the steal. Numbers trailing. Clowney the three. It's off. Johnson couldn't get the steal or the offensive rebound. I don't know why I said the steal. Walter. Cross court for Barnes. Doesn't shoot the three. Bounce pass. And yet again, the Nets read that pass that's headed towards the weak side every time they drive it in. So it's the third or fourth time that's happened in the quarter, and we haven't even had a minute and a half elapsed. There's the three, and that's good in rhythm off Agbaji. Simmons takes it in, lost the ball. There's a foul on Barnes. There was nothing in that. And so Ben's going to go to the line here. He can hit double figures with a make off these free throws, which isn't necessarily a guarantee, but I don't see all these training videos of you shooting free throws, Ben, for nothing. Make the shots. And it is off. Imagine my shock. Simmons with another free throw here. The 10:06 mark. The lead is 2. Makes the second. So Simmons 3 of 4 from the line. I don't remember a game where he's had multiple trips at the free throw line. There's a foul on the floor, and it's on CJ. So 10 minutes to play. Barnes gets it off the inbounds. He's guarded by Clowney on the outside. The cross gets inside, flings it forward. Gradey Dick was open for the three. Splash. So all square at 55. Raptors have started this second half very nice on the offensive end. Ben, take it in. He's going to back down Gradey Dick. He feeds it out to Johnson, who shoots for 3. He's clearly been iced. Offensive rebound by Finney-Smith. Ben takes it in. Beautiful kick out. Clowney's open for 3. I mean, there's absolutely nothing you can do if you can't make those shots. It's as simple as making the shot. Drive in. Scoop. It's off. Gradey Dick's got the rebound. He was on the floor. Oh my God. And they've blown the layup. They blew another layup. Another rebound by the Nets. And then it's knocked away. Numbers on the floor. And there is a foul on the floor. Are you taking the piss? How do we not get the whistle? How on earth have they called that on us? What a fucking laughing stock that is. I can't fucking believe it. That is ridiculous how they've deemed that a foul. How have the Raptors gotten anything out of this? Let alone like 4 different opportunities at it. How do we not get fouled? He's been swiped across the fucking arm. What even is that for? That's baffling to me. Barnes is going to back down Simmons. The kick out. Good blitz. Kick out to Mogbo for 3. That rims out. And the rebound by CJ. He's going to drive. Spin on Walter. Got decked. And it is called a foul. So, gee, there's been a little bit of intensity in this third quarter. I mean, pretty relentless type shit. No real time for me to breathe, to be honest. It's been like pretty non-stop. There's always been something happening, and we've only had 3.5 minutes elapsed here in this third quarter. 55 all. Simmons, take it in, mate. Take it in. Skip pass to Wilson. Drive in, layup. Good. And Jalen Wilson gets on the board for the first time tonight. 1 of 7 from the field. If the three's not working, take it in. Barnes way downtown. Oh my God. That's just, you cannot compete with that. That is a brilliant make from deep. On the flip side, we can't make a deep three. Wilson, foul! And I thought he was able to get it to go, but instead, he will go to the free throw line and shoot a couple free throws here to give the Nets the lead back. So Jalen Wilson, after going straight donuts from the field in the first half, he's done well in the last couple of possessions. Wilson's first is good. It's almost like he's turned a new page here in this second half. 58 all. Wilson going to shoot one more free throw here and sees it through. So back to a 1-point lead. The Raptors have possession here. Finney Smith guarding Barnes on the outside. Pass out to Mogbo. Agbaji, I could see he thought about the three, took it in, couldn't get the angle. Good defense by Finney Smith. Johnson with another rebound. He's definitely pushing double-double numbers. Behind the back, Wilson takes it in again. Good look for Clowney. Oh my God, how many threes do you want? They've been all open as well. Very good looks. Agbaji is going to drive on Wilson. Kick out to Mogbo. One more. Extra. Takes it in. Extra. Three. Beautiful ball movement. And the real difference there is we had the same shot quality on both ends. And one end, they make the three. The other, we can't. Like, I don't really know. Like, there's no real other way to spin it. We've had multiple open threes in this second half. So frustrating when you can't knock them down. Johnson with the handle at the elbow, the spin, fall away too. Tough shot. And he stares down the Raptors bench. They obviously had something to say, and CJ let his actions do the talking. Barnes drive in, kick out to Dick. You cannot leave him open. Jesus Christ, they're shooting in the second half thus far. 18 points already, and we're not even at the halfway point. So they're up to 41% on threes. The Nets have not changed, and that three is a shocking miss and a reflection of how it's gone. Barnes just fumbled it off his foot. Oh my God. They're taking the fucking piss. Barnes has dribbled it off his foot, and it's gone right to a player who was in the dunker spot by himself. You just can't ride it. Simmons, spin cycle, lost the ball. Saved by the Raptors. They can push. Barnes, oh my God. It's off. Rebound by Clowney. Simmons will drive. No, he won't. That'd be funny. Why would he drive it in? Wilson. Cross. Gets inside. Good take. It's off though. Finney Smith. Why did I say Dayron? He's not even in the game. Finney Smith gets the offensive rebound, and it looks like there was a whistle under the basket. It is a timeout. The Raptors have completely turned this game around on its head. They've gone and scored 20 points to 9 here in this third quarter, and I will be able to show you exactly how this has gone. Because right now, I mean, the Nets, their field goal percentage has not really changed at all. And, well, we said in the second quarter, they hit 4 of their 9 threes. In the third quarter, they have not hit a three-pointer at all, full stop. The Raptors were 7 of 23 at the half. They have gone 5 of 7 in the quarter, and we've still got 5 minutes to play. They lead by 5. And really, Gradey Dick's hit a couple threes and gotten more into the flow. He only took 4 shots in the first half, and he's hit 3 or taken 3 already. Agbaji has 18 points. I swear this guy kills us every time we play him. And Scottie Barnes with 14. We did say at the break he needed to be a little bit more, take more hold on the game, and he's had more assists in this quarter than he did in the entire first half. So I think that says a lot, and their shooting percentages have definitely lifted. The Nets have they've still got a healthy free throw edge, and the turnovers have remained at a minimum for most of the game, or most of this second half, but really it's down to shot creation. I mean, Noah Clowney's been given this run in the second half. He's had like 4 looks at it, 3 threes, and they couldn't be any more wide open, and he has missed every single one of them. So that's where the frustration stems from, I think, and that's why we've only got 9 points to show for our third quarter efforts, which is incredibly frustrating. So, yeah, that's why the game sits at a 5-point margin, which, I mean, yeah, it's not nearly like the game hasn't gotten away from us yet. We're sort of fortunate that the Raptors are the Raptors, but even still, they're about to eclipse what they scored in, the first and second quarters, and we've still got 5 minutes to play here in the third. So Raptors crowd now well and truly involved. And so it's going to be pretty tough for the Nets. But really, they've just got to start getting a few fucking stops. The Raptors have started to make shots. Get a little bit more physical with them. Jamal Shedd's in the game. Milton comes in. Sharp is in the game now. Picks up his dribble. Hand off to Johnson. Lot of offensive burden on him. They're playing a little bit of zone. Johnson has to shoot a 3. And over the top of Mogbo, he doesn't care. Hand in the face. It's like he wasn't there. Jamal Shed is going to drive in on Milton. Bounce pass. Extra. Agbaji is open. And that is short. The rebound by Sharp. And now Milton. Oh my fucking God, Shake. Seriously, that's just so dumb. Those passes right there are hospital. And it's so easy for offenses to read. The ball's got a lot more distance to travel, so it's easier to close it down. The Nets are lucky, though. They'll get another look here because it was thrown or deflected out of bounds. Johnson on the wraparound. He's feeling it. It's another 3. It's off, though. So that one goes out of bounds. Johnson holds his head back. I think he wanted a whistle. Fair discussions there by Geordie with the referee. Shed gets inside. Look for Gradey Dick. Oh my God. Why are we leaving him open, bro? Milton. Jesus Christ. A couple bruising screens set there by Dayron Sharp. Johnson feeds Sharp in the low post. There is another foul. .407 a play here in the third. Just got to hold him up offensively for the back end of this third quarter because they are starting to make way too many 3-point shots. Are the Nets in the bonus? Because they've gone to the free throw line here, and I don't think Dayron was shooting the ball. Olynyk into the contest again to correlate his minutes with Dayron's. They need a bit of a bigger body to combat Dayron, who's definitely a brilliant offensive rebounder. Dayron makes both at the line. 69-66. Jamal Shed will bring it up for the Raptors. Agbaji is still out there with Gradey Dick. Bounce pass to Battle. 1-2. Off glass. Wasn't able to get the angle. Johnson the rebound. Or Johnson will get it after the rebound by Sharp. Milton drive in. Steps back. Tried to initiate contact, but wasn't going to get any. And so he has to roll it back out of CJ. 9 to shoot. Oh, Dayron! Turnover and offensive foul again. This guy is just racking them up. That's 5 personal fouls. Without Claxton, this has just placed so much more burden on Sharp to not commit fouls, but 3:38 to play. We barely can play Dayron. One more, like, not even defensive lapse. One more lapse, full stop, and he is gone. So we just throw away an offensive possession there, which is something I feel like we've been decent at not doing for the middle two quarters. 3:30 to play here in this third quarter. There's an offensive foul, and Clowney got knocked to his feet off the ball. So, is that Reese Beekman who's going to check in? They're challenging it. There could be a case made that Dorian Finney-Smith actually pushed Gradey Dick into Clowney. And so maybe it'll be overturned. There's a very real possibility that that could be the case. Alrighty. So, scoreline is 69-66. Raptors have just had the bulk of the flow in this second half so far. I mean, they've gone out and scored 23 to our 14 points. Take a look at the box score, and I mean, the main thing in this second half is that Gradey Dick's actually decided to score the ball. He's gotten 11 points in that second half so far. Agbaji's got 8. So those two have combined for nearly the entire Raptors total. And it's pretty clear to stop the Raptors, you need to stop those two. Cam Johnson's got 18 and 7. So he's been prolific and very efficient. And Ben Simmons has 10, but I'm pissed off because this bloke has not taken a field goal in this second half. Very, very frustrating. Jalen Wilson's done some nice things in the second half, I guess. And Dayron Sharp has had a mixed bag. I mean, he's got 5 personals, but in 10 minutes is 5 points and 9 rebounds. So if he was a little bit more responsible with his screening, then he'd have less turnovers, less personal fouls, more minutes, and probably a better box score, just generally speaking. It looks like Clowney's probably going to push 30 minutes today and may have a double-double. But the Raptors' efficiency in this second half is skyrocketed in comparison to their first half, and that's a main reason as to why they are up and about and they lead by 3. They've flipped the game in their favor. So that's the situation. So 69-66, we've got 3:29 to play. At least we've got a ball game. That's what I think. That's what I think I wanted. Oh no, my headset's just died. For fuck's sake. Reese Beekman's into the contest. Of course, it's happened right at the it's happened at the exact moment that my or the game's restarted, so I can't hear anything. Beekman's in the game and immediately turned the ball over. So the Nets do nothing with that challenge lost. Battle the drive or the cut down the middle, and there was no one responsible for the man. It was an easy layup. Beekman gets inside. Kick out to Milton. And now to Tyrese Martin. This lineup could be shithouse. Good extra. Wilson is closed down. Milton has an open 3. It's off. We just cannot hit threes for our life. Like, these are open looks that any NBA player should make. Skip pass to Boucher. Hand up. 3 is good, though. There's the difference. They're up by 8 for a very good reason. It's so simple. The threes, like... Heck, their efficiency full stop has been brilliant. Milton Picks up his dribble. He's in no man's land. We've got 7 to shoot. 2 minutes to play. Wilson going to drive on Boucher. He's not going to get the whistle. It's good defense. And now Jamal Shed. Cross court to Barnes. They can get it in double figures. I don't think either team has had a lead of that nature for the entire game. Across to Barnes. He's got Beekman on him. So this is going to be... This can only end one way. Olynyk under the basket is fouled by Wilson. It's going to be 2 shots. Fucking hell, man. We just have not... Like, our offense has been... Like, I don't even think our offense has been bad. It's just the shots have not fallen. Meanwhile, the Raptors are doing exactly what we cannot do on the other end. And so... This is where we sit. With a 8-point deficit. I mean, we looked pretty good at halftime. Well positioned, but it really was going to be a matter of who delivers on offense first. I'll fix the headset situation at 3/4 time. Olynyk makes both, and it is a 10-point lead. Beekman wearing the number 4. I believe DSJ had that number last year. Clowney up top to Milton. This lineup is fucking trash. Fuck me. There's so much G League quality on this court. Wilson, the kick out to Beekman. 3 to shoot. He's got to put one up. Martin's going to have to do the work, and he misses badly. Wilson swarms to get the rebound. Body bump. There's a foul, and that is a foul on Olynyk or Boucher. And there looks to be a technical foul in that as well, which is... I mean, we'll take points anywhere we can get them, but... Well, Olynyk, I think he's hit with the personal, but they don't have any more challenges left. So 76-66. Free throw number 1 here for Wilson is good. Back down to 9. The Nets just need to get a few stops and just... like try soften the blow, because they have been dominated in this 3rd quarter. And really, it just comes down to making your shots that you should be making. So 1:18 left. Beekman on the floor with Wilson, Clowney, Milton, Martin. This is the ultimate tankers lineup right here. Barnes wasn't even looking at the ball. He was acting all pedestrian, and they turn it over. Milton... thought about the 3. Wilson, I thought, was going to shoot the 3, but instead he puts the head down. Kick out to Martin. Extra to Beekman. Back to Wilson. Spin move. Gets inside. Same look again. Wilson relocates. Has to shoot a 3. And it goes off. All you can say about his shot today is that it has been just terrible. Olynyk fall away too. Doesn't get the angle. Rebound by Martin. Wilson down the middle. We have an open look. Clowney has to hit this, and he's missed another 3. Martin gets the offensive board. Thank God for that, because seriously, it is out of hand how many misses the Nets have had here in this 3rd quarter. 20 seconds left here, and Jamal Shed will bring it up for Toronto. They have flipped the game in their favor, outscoring the Nets by 12 in the quarter. There's a foul. No, there's no foul. I thought there was a foul there on the reach. Oh my God, open look, and it is off. We got bailed out so heavily there. A miscommunication gave Jamison Battle a look. It is off though. And the Raptors come out and score 30 points after halftime, and the Nets only manage 18. So it is... Well, the Nets have a bit of work to do, but I think they'll be happy with the situation given, well, they've been absolutely killed. They've been absolutely destroyed, I think is the correct way to describe it. I need to see this 3-point shooting. They were 6 of 20 at halftime. They are 7 of 31. They've gone 1 of 11 on threes, bro. And I mean, this box score is just... God, it is not for the faint-hearted. Let me just say that. Clowney is 1 of 7. Martin's 2 of 5. Wilson is 1 of 11, bro. Milton's 2 of 5. The starters are having a good game. Dayron Sharp's 1 of 5. Claxton was 3 of 5 before he got ejected 10 minutes into his stint. Finney Smith is 3 of 5. Simmons is 4 of 7. Johnson is 6 of 10. You remove those guys, you remove the starters, this bench unit is doing a professional job of stinking up the gaff. The Raptors had a much better quarter. They actually doubled their 3-point makes in the third quarter. They were 7 of 23, and they go 7 of 11 in the quarter. So 6 extra threes made in that quarter has them outscore us by 12. And look, if it wasn't for our free throw edge, we would be in a lot of trouble. I feel like this lead would be up at maybe like 15 or 16. Igbaji, Barnes, and Gradey Dick have been leading the way for the Raptors. They shot the ball very, very well at a high rate in that third quarter. We really just need more from these role players, bro. Like, I don't know what score's going to win you the game, given how inconsistent these teams have shot the ball. But what I just do know is that we cannot go 1 of 11 in the fourth quarter from deep. Either change your shot profile or start making your shots. Clowney has had so many open looks. So many. And he just has not known how to hit a shot today. Cam Johnson's back in for a little bit of scoring prowess, which is severely lacking amongst the playing group. Here's Clowney. He's going to keep on firing. And he is going to keep on missing. Martin gets the rebound, gets his hands dirty, and then is very, very stiff. That's good work by Tyrese Martin, creating a second chance, but just a little bit stiff there. He's hit with a kickball violation. Yet again, though, another 3 by Clowney off. He needs to start driving it in, man. Unless that 3 is absolutely on offer, I don't want to see him shoot another 3. Here's a look for Battle. That's off. Board by Clowney. He nearly got his heel on the sideline, but lifted his heel in time. Thought slid out of bounds. Milton takes it inside. Goes up, and it's good. We need to see more of that. We need to slowly chip away at this lead. Go the long way around, but score your 2s. Better looks. Oh, that's a great find. Jamal Shed in rhythm. 3. I mean, there it is. Difference in the game yet again on show. They've hit 15 threes in the match. We're still stranded on 7. Clowney. Hand off to Johnson. Drive in. Bounce pass to Martin in the dunker spot. He was not interested in shooting a 2. Clowney is getting wrapped up off the ball. And with 2 seconds left, that clock's going to reset to 14. So, first foul on the Raptors in this fourth. The Nets are 50% from 2. It's their 3-point percentage that's fucking tanking. 22% from downtown, bro. Jesus Christ. Clowney gets it off the inbound. Martin's going to get an open look. There's the 3, and he's off. Of course, he made it after the whistle about a minute ago, but this lot have got to stop shooting the fucking 3, man. It's just clearly not worked today, even though the looks are there. Shed, traveled. Quite a few stoppages here. 7-point lead for the Raps. 10-17 a play. Martin, Milton, Clowney, Wilson, and CJ the 5. It's ugly. Martin, kick out. Milton's open. He's got to hit the three. Oh my God. How many open looks are you going to fucking miss? These aren't even like, these are so, like NBA players should be hitting these shots. That's great defense by Clowney, but Shed had an open look. It's off. You got to get the rebound, and we don't. Shed, acceleration, and Clowney commits the foul on Olynyk. Prevented the layup attempt, but he will shoot two. This is the issue as well. They're missing threes, but they're getting offensive rebounds. Like, we are not getting those offensive rebounds. We're really hurting from a, like, lack of big man. Because we've got this stretch five on the floor that can't hit threes. So it's sort of defeating the purpose of running a smaller group. The looks are there, though. It's just we cannot hit these shots for dear life. And I sound like a broken record. I've been going on about it for like 20 minutes flat, but it couldn't be any closer to the truth. Raptors have the chance to get it up to a 9-point lead. They led by as much as 10 or 11, I think. Simmons and Finney-Smith are going to come in. And thank fuck for that, because I'm sick of these bench units stinking it up. Milton will sit. Wilson will also go to the bench. Thank fuck for that, because he hasn't been able to make a bucket for, like, if his life depended on it. If he had a gun pointed to his head, he wouldn't make the shot. Olynyk makes both and sinks them both. 81-72. Martin's still out there. Ben's back in with Finney-Smith. Martin, the handoff to Johnson. Drive in. Ben was there for the lob. Clowney's open for the three. Oh, thank God. Thank the heavens. We've got a three. Clowney's actually made the shot. At last. Olynyk. Boucher's left open, and that is a bad miss. You have to get the rebound. Johnson gets in front of it. Shoveled it to Clowney. That's a nice dish. The Nets will get an opportunity here through Simmons. Backdoor cut by Martin, and he has kicked it off the man. I think Simmons thought it went off Toronto. And are they going to challenge it? I reckon they should have challenged that. That looked like it did a double deflection. Six-point game. Barnes, guarded by Clowney. And that has got to be an offensive foul. Thank God for that. Olynyk was doing a bit of diving off the ball. He could definitely represent Canada at the Olympics for that. He's been doing that all game. That is the biggest flop I've ever seen. Mate. So, Nets getting a couple of stops here, which is going to be pretty important down the stretch. Olynyk will sit. Ball inbounded by Finney-Smith to Martin. Bounce pass to Simmons. Drive in by Martin. Spin, lost the ball, got it back, and gets the soft touch. So 81-77. Simmons on the perimeter. Maybe they're going to go Tyrese Martin in the closing minutes. Open look for Walter. That is badly off, and you could see it immediately. That is off. Simmons. Good fight on the glass by Boucher. They'll get another crack, but ball did not hit the rim, so 8 to shoot with about 8 minutes left in the game. Do not give away a high percentage look. I beg. It's inbounded to Boucher. Bats it back to Agbaji. They've got to put one up. They've got to put one up. It's going to be a tough look unless you allow a runway to the rim, which, Tyrese Martin decided to do. Simmons has still not shot the ball from the field in the second half. I'm not happy about that. Clowney takes it in. There's the foul. Gets it to go. Tough take. Beautiful. 4-point game. And Clowney, I like that because we've not seen that at all today. Good bit of assertion there. Love to see it. So, a free throw will ensue here for Noah Clowney. He can cut it to a single possession at the 7:50 mark. Gradey Dick's back into the game. Mogbo's back into the game. Make by Clowney. Agbaji is in. Shed is also in. So, still got about 7 minutes to play. Why is Milton and Wilson back in, bro? Stop giving him run. There's another offensive foul. Simmons got dumped by Shed, who's actually come off worse for wear there. He looks partially winded. So 7:37 to play. Wilson brings it up. Now Simmons up top. Looking for the handoff to Milton. High screen. Cross. Back to Simmons. Drive it in, bro. You got a 6'1" guard on you. Finney Smith, backdoor cut. Layup. No. I don't know what Ben's doing, man. Like, you have the fucking size. 3 by Agbaji. That's off. Good contest by Clowney. Simmons. Push. Push. Down the middle. Weaves through and scores for 2. It's like he was moving in slow motion as he bypassed the charge attempt by Gradey Dick. We're going to get a timeout. The Nets have definitely dug in and knuckled down. They were down by as much as 11 late in the third, but they bring this one to back within 1, and it's been a good-spirited fight back by the Nets. Why on earth is this box score shitting itself again? Here we go. So it should update momentarily. Yep. Simmons with 12. That was his first attempt just then, and he scored it. So 12 points for him in the game. Clowney's got 11 and 8. He's hit his last couple of shots, which I guess makes his box score reading look a little bit more, well, a little bit more pretty. Cam Johnson's been the clear number 1 for the Nets. 18, 8, and 6. I mean, he's played the 29 minutes, a clear team high. So he's gone back to the bench just for a little bit of regeneration. I do not know what lineup the Nets are going to close with, because Cam Johnson's clear number 1. You'd have Ben out there. You'd have Clowney out there, but Finney Smith out there. I don't know if, like, who's going to round out the 5, if it's going to be a Wilson or a Milton, or even a Tyrese Martin. He's got 7 points in the 4 rebounds. Sharp's only been on the court for 10 minutes and had 5 points and 9 boards. And it was interesting to see Reece Beekman get a little bit of run as well. But look, the shooting percentages are not great. We're 2 of 15 in the half from 3. And our turnovers have sort of gotten a little bit more beefed up as the game's worn on. So it is, well, I really do not know how this game's going to end. The Raptors had 30 points in the third quarter, but 5 minutes into the fourth, they've only got 7 to show. So even though the Nets have sort of struggled a little bit, the Raptors have, well, their 3-point shooting, it's fair to say, has diminished a little. I think they're about one of 6, I'm going to say. And even though the Nets have only hit 1 3 of their own, they've maintained that free throw difference and have, generated a few better looks, I guess. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like on it. Make sure to do that. And also subscribe. We are back for Nets versus the Heat a day before Christmas, or 2 days before Christmas if you're in the US. And we will be missing the Jazz game on the weekend. So make sure to drop in and say hello and watch the play-by-play for that game if that is something you are interested in. We have got 6:49 to play, and play will resume with Toronto possessing it. Agbaji, we're playing a bit of zone, which is a little bit strange. Shed picks up his dribble, back out to Agbaji. Gradey Dick the drive in. Layup, doesn't bank it in. Oh my God. He's fouled him on the rebound. I think he was trying to slap the ball to a teammate. Wait, what? What? That's not a fucking foul on the shot. What is this bullshit? He slapped him on the rebound. How is he at the line? Oh my God. I cannot believe that. That is unfathomable. I cannot believe that. What a fucking bailout. He's missed the second. Finney Smith came out of nowhere to get that rebound. He's been really, really good with the more intangible things today. Simmons, handoff to Wilson. Still no Cam Johnson out there. Simmons gets it in the block. Oh, you fucking idiot, Ben. Off, like, absolutely nothing. Just lost it out of bounds. Fucking hell, Ben. That's like his 5th turnover of the game. Just nothing. Just a nothing turnover. It has the same effect on me as the moving screens do. Gradey Dick, 3. Short. Rebound by Clowney. Gradey Dick was 4-5 from deep. So that's a timely miss for the Nets. Milton gets inside, off one leg, gets it to go. All tied up again. 84 apiece. Cam Johnson at the scorer's table. Scottie Barnes at the scorer's table. The Nets and the Raptors have made the same amount of shots, which is sort of crazy to think. It does indicate why it is all square on the scoreboard. Gradey Dick shovels it out. I don't know how he's managed that. Shed takes it in and scores off balance for 2. He had the defender right where he wanted him. Used the window nicely. Milton, guarded by Agbaji. 5:10 a play. Simmons looking for a handoff. Fakes it. Gets inside. No look. Milton, the 2. Well done by Ben. I thought he was going to put up some rash hook shot, but in the end, a heads-up play, even though he wasn't looking. Mogbo. We're inside the final 5 minutes now, all tied at 86. Bounce pass, backdoor. It's off the Raptors as they looked for the pocket pass. The Nets will take possession and have the opportunity to not only take possession, but take the lead. So, Ben, I feel like he's got a pretty big role to play in the final. 440, 86 all. A battle of the tankers. Cam Johnson on the outside. Calls Ben Simmons to go away. 6 to shoot. Backs down Gradey Dick. Oh, beautiful. Turnaround jumper is good. Cam Johnson has loved that shot today. He makes, and the Nets have the lead back. But that's quickly short-lived. It's all square back at 88. Agbaji with the quick response. Simmons leaves it for Clowney. Back to Johnson. He'll get the 1-2. No, he won't. Simmons does not initially use him. Then gives it to CJ. And that is, I would not have attempted that. That is a stupid 3. When the 3 isn't falling, take the 2 for fuck's sake. Gradey Dick on the outside. Cross court to Agbaji. Good defense by Clowney. He knocked it away. 10 to shoot. It's going to be the Nets who defend again. It's off the Raptors. Off the Nets. All square at 88. This is the first game since October last year where Ben has gone and scored double figures for points. Fucking hell, man. What a world we're living in. 88 apiece, 337 remaining. We've got 4 players in double figures. Milton and Clowney have let their scoring tick over in this fourth quarter, which is nice to see. Cam Johnson with 28 and 6. Simmons with 12 and 5 dimes, but the 5 turnovers as well, which I don't really like the look of. Finney Smith is a team high plus 12, a game high plus 12. And for the Raptors, Agbaji has 20. It's been a low scoring affair. Both teams are on 88 for a reason, and the box scores definitely reflect that. Holy shit! The Warriors are down by 48 to Memphis. Oh, Dennis, you thought you went from a tanking team to a good team, and you even said that in your press conference. Your son thought you were going to a better team. I can tell you right now, we've lost, but we haven't lost by this much. Curry has not made a field goal, and he's at negative 41. Schroeder's 2 of 12, and he's had 4 turnovers. Kuminga's 0 of 7. Holy shit. That is bad. That's real bad. If you are enjoying, though, make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe if you are new. We'll be back for Nets versus the Heat in 4 or so days' time. We won't be doing Nets Jazz, but we are doing Nets Heat, the final game before Christmas. So make sure to drop in to that. How the fuck are they down by 50 points, the Warriors, with their whole team available? That is uncanny. That is mental to me. Holy shit. The Celtics lost. The Celtics lost to Chicago. They fucking choked. Holy shit. Second half, they got outscored by 13 in the fourth quarter. Who scored the points? Levine got 36. Wow. That's something I could not have foreshadowed. Anyway, the score is 88 all, 337 remaining. Alrighty. So, the Nets will have it, I believe. Nope, the Raptors have it. Ball inbounded to Mogbo. They go early. It's off. It's a wild layup. It's off. And the rebound is secured by Simmons, who's going to push. Oh my God. Steam train. Kick out. Finney Smith 3. Off. Rebound by the Nets. It's off the Raptors. We never got the rebound. But we're going to get a look. I really wanted to see Ben go up. I believe Geordie had to use it or lose it timeout. So he's going to commit it or call it. That's really frustrating because I would have loved to have seen Ben Simmons just go all the fucking way. He took it in like a steam train, and then the minute he felt a little bit of contact, he just was like, nah, stuff this shit. I'm backing out. Dennis chucking and missing. Jesus Christ. I cannot believe the Warriors are losing by fucking 50 points. That is a bad performance. Fucking 50 points. And this is with Andrew Wiggins scoring 19 points. He's made 4 of his 5 threes. That's fucking crazy. That is crazy. He's actually, get this, he's top scoring in the entire game. He's top scoring in the entire game, and he's on a team that's losing by 50. That's wild. That is wild. So, 3:21 to play in this match. 88 all. The Nets in a tight tussle with the Raptors. It has not been easy. Ball's going to get triggered in here by Milton. To Simmons. Off-ball movement here. Johnson, do not shoot that 3. 6 to shoot. He's got to drive it in, but he's going to shoot an ISO ball 3. 2 to shoot. 1 to shoot. Step back 3. Oh my God. You fucking called a timeout and that is what you drew up. Seriously? I would have honestly just told Ben to take it in and just live with the consequences. Instead, it's a shot clock violation. We've had a lot of opportunities to build this lead back up, but we are tanking effectively. Turnover number 16 there. Scottie Barnes up top, guarded by Milton, who looks like he's the man getting the run late. Shoots a mid-range, and that is a rainbow. I don't really understand how Milton matched up on Scottie Barnes, but that's the reality we live in. The net's down 2. Simmons, high screen, cross court to Johnson, takes it inside, scores off the window. Tough take. And he beat the defender to the spot. 90 apiece, 2 minutes to play. How on earth? Oh my God. How is that a foul? I'm pretty certain Simmons got dragged to the floor. Scottie Barnes also ended up there. Let's have a look. Bro, Barnes has just pushed him down. Simmons, of course, can get hit with the wrap-up. That should just even each other out. So it looks like Simmons is getting that Barnes assignment late. 2 minutes to play. Ball's inbounded to Agbaji. They're going to look for Barnes. Now the switch. Johnson guarding. 9 to shoot. Clowney guarding on the perimeter. 1-on-1 to the corner for Shed. Oh my God. He's going to put up a deep 2. It's off. Rebound by Simmons. Push. Push. Go. Go. Oh my God. Johnson. 3. Yes. Come on. 150 to play. It's not over yet, but that is a big bucket because we've not hit a 3 to save our life. Barnes, oh my God. That was a shocking attempt. Simmons has the ball tapped to him. He gets the rebound, and he just needs to slow the play up. Agbaji guarding on the outside. Now Johnson has Shed guarding him on an island. He's going to back him down. Beautiful pump fake. Couldn't get the 2 to go off the window, but he's going to get free throws here. 1:20 to play. That was a nifty move. And just really smart, to be honest. I'm really surprised that, well, let me have a look at that next play. Where was Ben Simmons? Ben Simmons was in the middle, so the numbers collapsed, but they couldn't roll over to help Jamal Shed, and so he was forced into committing that foul. The Nets have got this game to a 2-possession game. Johnson, 87% from the line this season. Made the first free throw. He's got 1 to come here. And he converts. So 95, 90, 120 to play. And Jamal Shed will bring it up for the Raptors. Dick to Mogbo. They're going to look for Scottie Barnes. Ben's playing good defense and nearly got the steal. This is really tight pressing defense. Now the switch. Clowney's guarding him. Barnes is going to get hit with an offensive foul. Clowney with excellent defense. Barnes tried to create the separation, but he made it too obvious with that arm extension. And that was superb by Noah Clowney. 3 possessions in a row where Barnes has, well, had an absolute doozy for possessions. 2 threes, bad misses, and then that turnover means the Nets can probably ice it if they score here. Simmons is going to hold the ball until late in the clock. 5 to shoot. He's got to put one up. Drive it in. He takes it in himself. Fall away. It's off. Milton taps it out, but there was no man there. The Raptors have to move quickly. They get it to Dick. Blocked by Finney Smith. Rebound by Milton. And there's going to be a timeout. DFS. Get out. Get out. You could tell there was a 3 on offer. They wanted that. You could see Gradey Dick was the only man really ahead. And so in order for them to get a shot up quickly, he was going to be the man. Well, Agbaji was right next to him, but that general vicinity, that general space, the Nets knew where to collapse their numbers, and they read it beautifully. 95-90 the score. The Nets called the timeout with 28.3 to play, and there's, well, 7 seconds between shot and game clock. So it is well and truly in the Nets' hands now. They just need to not do anything stupid and they'll be fine. So 95-90 the scoreline. The Nets have done really well in this fourth quarter. They had a shocking third quarter, but in the fourth, the Raptors have gone ice cold. They've only scored 14 points in the fourth quarter, which is somehow less than the Nets did when they were shooting 1 of 11 from 3 in the third. And the Nets, it hasn't been all that pretty, but they've come out and scored 25 fourth quarter points, which is, well, flipped the game back in their favor after the Raptors did the same thing in the third quarter. So Simmons will trigger in. Same 5 on the floor. Out there, we nearly turned it over. Johnson is hit on the arm. And so there's the foul, and Johnson can ice the game right here at the free throw line with 26.8 left. This would make it a 3-possession game if he can make both. Johnson makes the free throw. Cam Johnson is 28. Bro, this guy is so good. I don't understand where this has really come from. He just needed to be given the keys. And he makes both free throws. 97-90. The Raptors have 1 timeout remaining. They will use it. And they lead, or they trail by 7. They're going to have to operate in quick time. But let's have a look at the box score now. I think it'd be worthwhile. The Nets outscoring the Raptors 27-14 in the fourth. Agbaji hasn't scored. I think Gradey Dick scored 1 point. Barnes has only scored about 2. Like, all those guys that really contributed to their scoring punch in the third have not existed in the fourth, really. For the Nets, Cam Johnson has 29 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. He'll get an opportunity to get, well, basically a 30-point double-double. He's been excellent. 8 free throws, 4 made threes, 9 of 15 from the field, equates to 60%. And 2 blocks in there as well. He is, well, look at the plus-minuses. Cam Johnson, Shake Milton, Ben Simmons, Finney Smith. Basically, this 5-man group has been superb. But more specifically, Finney Smith, Milton, Simmons, Johnson. They've been superb. Finney Smith with a steal and 2 blocks. He hasn't really scored a point in the second half, but Clowney's been massive. Milton's hit some timely buckets, even though his 3-point shot hasn't fallen. You can see 5 of 6 inside the arc. He's known when to force the issue. And then Ben Simmons has beefed up his stat line as the game has worn on in this fourth quarter. 12 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, and, well, some vital contributions here late in the fourth. 27 seconds left. Olynyk needs to trigger in. He gets it to Gradey Dick. The step back 3 is well off. And there's the rebound by Johnson and the foul. And he has the opportunity here to get a 30-point double-double. The rebound gives him 10 boards. And now the free throw line could give him the 30 points. What a game. This guy is playing brilliantly this season, but this is almost the best game he has played. He's had some special performances, but I think this one is a candidate for probably his best performance of the year. First free throw is home. There's the 30 on top of the 10 rebounds. You love to see it. And, well, this is basically in the mold of another win we had against, who was it? It was another struggler. The Raptors going to inbound it. Barnes will get it to Olynyk. They get it across half court. And Clowney is fouled for some bullshit reason with 17 seconds left. $17 remaining. We had a foul to give. Barnes, Olynyk, Gradey Dick, Agbaji, and Battle in the game. Gradey Dick with the jam. And it's a 7-point game with 15 or so seconds left. Johnson will get fouled again, and he will get free throws again. And this is all consolation at this point for Toronto, these fouls. We can crack the ton with a couple makes here. So 15 seconds remaining in the contest. Johnson at the free throw line again. We crack 100, which of course is always something you want to see. One more free throw here for CJ. And that is home. 9-point lead. Raptors will bring it up. And I don't know if they're going to opt to shoot the ball. Olynyk takes it inside. Layup is good. And we got 5 seconds left. They're not going to foul intentionally. And that is going to wrap it up. The Nets win 101-94. That's a cracking performance. I'll tell you what. Last quarter, we very easily could have gone back into our shell, but we almost replicate the exact performance the Raptors deployed on us in the third quarter and flip the game from a 5-point deficit into a 7-point lead and thus win. It is the 11th win of the season for the Nets. And, well, if we take a little peek at the other box score, it's going to tell you a story about how Cam Johnson was the pioneer of this win. A 30-point double-double. He hits 4 threes. He converted his free throws. He had 2 blocks. He got 10 rebounds, some big ones in there. 9 of 15 from the field. I mean, in a game where we do not shoot the ball all that well, his performance was incredibly vital. Ben Simmons, he was second in the plus minus. He was on the court when the damage was done. And he comes out and scores 12 as 7 assists, 5 rebounds. It is the first time since October of last year where Ben Simmons scores in double figures 2 games in a row. So that is a positive, I would think. And 32 minutes. I don't think he's played a 30-minute game this season. So without Dennis Schroeder, he's going to get that run. And he did a pretty good job of delivering. Finney Smith with 8 points. But I would say his defensive work was felt more so. The Nets win this game with 2 of their starters logging 10 minutes or less. Claxton was ejected in the second quarter, and Keon Johnson was in foul trouble for the entire 8 minutes he played, basically from minute 1. Clowney off the bench scored 11 and had 9 rebounds. Some big rebounds in there, and he hit 5 or 6 big points. He had I think he had an and one make. And he also hit a 3 in the fourth quarter. So he doubled his points tally, hit some rebounds. Good stop late in the game in the final minute. Was able to draw an offensive foul on Scottie Barnes. And then Shake Milton hit some big buckets at the end of quarters. And, had some, even though he wasn't hitting threes, those 2s were incredibly valuable. And he knew the right time to force them. Jalen Wilson had a really tough game, got to the free throw line a couple times in the third, and that was important. It kept us in the contest when those threes were, it was a ghastly 3-point shooting performance in the third quarter. So the free throws really help us out there. Tyrese Martin with a good 14-minute cameo. He was a plus in the plus minus. He scored 7 and had some good hustle in there. Good couple of offensive rebounds. And Day'Ron Sharpe, 10 minutes as well. Only the 5 points and 9 rebounds. That's a pretty good stat line. But he really was letting those offensive rebounding opportunities go to waste. And equally, those turnovers, he's got to work on committing screens rightfully, because they were not really all that optimal. The Raptors really didn't get much bench production. Everyone scored, but probably not at the efficiency you would like. You can't blame them. Their bench is cooked. And from a starting lineup perspective, Agbaji scored 20, Gradey Dick scored 19, Barnes scored 16, but a lot of those points came in the first 3 quarters, most in the third quarter, as would reflect their entire total as a whole. They only had 1 quarter they scored 30, and it was the third quarter where those 3 really ballooned their stat lines. Cam Johnson was like massive for us, but seeing Ben score 12 and then seeing that bench production come through, I think that's a really good sort of sign. Turnovers, we did well after quarter time to limit those to about 3 a quarter. The free throw number is what gave us the advantage for basically the whole game. Even though our shooting was cooked, we were able to hit those free throws at a pretty high rate, and that gave us the separation we needed, the advantage we needed when those shots weren't falling. The Raptors come out and hit 7 threes in the third quarter. They only scored 8 outside of that. In the fourth quarter, they come out and score 1 of 10 from deep. They literally had the exact same performance as us. They scored 18 in the quarter. They hit 1 3 in the quarter. And look, the Nets didn't have a great 3-point shooting performance in the second half. They were 6 of 20 at halftime, and they go 3 of 19 in the second half. So pretty ghastly numbers to shoot sub 25% from deep. But as I said, 31 free throws, and then making your twos, they go, what do they go? 24 of, what is that? 24 of 43, above 50% from 2. That really helped us out. And when you look at it from the Raptors' perspective, they made a few buckets less from inside the arc. So the minute those threes didn't fall, they didn't have the free throws, and they didn't have the interior presence. Even though we were missing Sharpe and Claxton for most of the game, they combined for 20 minutes. So that's a great shift by the Nets. Cam Johnson deserves his chocolates. He has had a great season. And so you can't really do anything but have praise for the guy. I just want to see his season stats. We beat the Pacers 99-90, so this was almost an identical sort of feeling to it. That was our only game only win in about 7 games coming into today. So it seems like this is the way we're going to be getting wins. We're going to be relying on oppositions not shooting the ball well. We end with a plus 19 advantage on the boards, 15 offensive rebounds in that. It wasn't a high assist game. That's where Cam Johnson came in. But we limited the points conceded off turnovers in the second half. We had more points in the paint, and the fast break points. It was a very, very low fast break point sort of game. 8-5, the way of Toronto. But yeah, we're 11-16 now. I think we actually move up in the standings because there were a couple of results that may work in our favor. I think we go above Detroit, actually, back into the 10 spot, and a game back of Indy in the 9 spot. But we played the Jazz, an opportunity to improve the record next time out. And yeah, that is really the situation. I don't know if I want to win or lose that game, but overall, I'm pretty happy with that win. It's good to see us getting a W every now and then, and I think if we can boost the trade value of certain pieces, Cam Johnson, I don't know if I want to lose this guy. I think we'd be selling him at a sky-high value, but what that is, I'm not 100% sure. He's still got like 2 or 3 years left on his deal, so We definitely probably could charge a high price for someone like Cam Johnson, who's just been superb this season. I think let's do our I can't even say it. Our due diligence. There we go. We'll do our due diligence and just see what Cam Johnson is averaging this season. He's averaging 18.5 points. That is a career high. He's averaging, let's have a look, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, but shooting numbers. He's never shot the ball better from the line he's shooting it at the highest volume he ever has in his career. And he's going at a career high percentage. He's attempting the most threes he's ever attempted, and he's hitting those at, a percentage that he's only done in one other season, and that was the final season in Phoenix, albeit a 16-game sample. And he's attempting the most shots he's ever attempted from the field, and he's scoring those at a, career high clip. So he's been superb for us through 25 games, started every game, playing a career high in minutes. He's playing he's doing a lot of stuff in career high territory in terms of volume. He's getting a lot more offensive responsibility, but his output is the best he's ever done. So it's not for the fact that he's doing it on a limited sort of volume, and so things can skew a little bit out of proportion. He's getting more opportunities, and sometimes that can skew your percentage and regress it back to the mean. But mate, he's flourishing this season. 2 games in a row, Ben has played 31 minutes. He must be buggered, first time in 3 years. I wonder if he's playing back-to-backs now. Well, I mean, we've had a lot of respite with the schedule. We haven't had to play too many games in the last couple of weeks. So maybe that's why they can afford to give him run. I think they will give him run because of the lack of point guard availability on this roster. Maybe when Cam Thomas comes back, it's a little bit different. The mindset and mentality is a bit different, but I don't see a world where Ben doesn't play more often now because of that responsibility and the opening that's there. Do you think the Nets can beat the Jazz and the Heat? I think we can. The Jazz, they won today, so they're probably they got a little bit of confidence, but I think we can beat both teams. I don't think we'll beat the Heat though. They've been a bit of a mixed bag, but I think they'll get the job done against us. That being said, I feel like we've got the personnel to potentially go toe-to-toe with both those teams. For some reason, I feel like the Jazz are actually going to cause more issues than Miami. I don't know. I feel like just past history. They've got Walker Kessler and Lauri Markkanen. I don't think we have the... we don't have the size really to contend. Or we do, but I don't know. I feel like those sorts of players cause us a few issues. So, yeah. I think this will wrap things up. I won't be here for the Jazz game. I will be here for the Heat game. So you know where to be. You know that you'll be notified and all that jazz. But, no pun intended. But we are done here. So hope you enjoyed. Make sure to drop a like on your way out. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Thank you to everyone who has hung around for most of the stream, really. Average view duration today is 13.5 minutes, which is excellent for a stream. Sometimes that hovers at 5 or 6 minutes. So even though there's less viewers total, the ones that are here have been here for a while. So I appreciate you all hanging around and being constant viewers and, giving me your attention, basically. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope I made it as entertaining as possible, even though at times it had its ebbs and flows. I don't know what's with me now. I just cannot speak, so it's probably an indicator to call it a day. But yeah, we will chat to you in about 3 or 4 days. Stay safe over the weekend, and I will catch you in a bit. See you guys.